Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. So I got an interesting text message from a friend of mine who is probably 20-year anesthesiologist at a huge hospital that's a part of a huge hospital system in a very big, very liberal city. This person is very liberal himself and always has been. We've been great friends for basically since he was in medical school during doing his fellowship. So we've been friends for a very, very long time. Politics, we always knew we were on opposite sides of things. We would always have very spirited debates, I would say, over things. And every once in a while, I will try to, chip away at his liberal armor. And so it appears that the 20 years of work, the 20 years of sowing has finally reaped a harvest, because I got a text message from him that said, for so long, I was so sure about what I believed. And it basically said, it terrifies me, but I'm starting to question everything that I have ever believed. And this was, again, the culmination of 2 decades worth of me having sometimes uncomfortable conversations. Not in that they were taboo or anything, but just uncomfortable conversations because we were so vastly apart on so many issues. So I think that is a result of our conversations, but it's also a result of a lot of the things that we are seeing in the economy. I wanted to talk about this U.gov poll regarding inflation and gas prices. Now, if you guys saw Karine Jean-Pierre on MSNBC over the weekend, she's a disaster. She is uniquely unqualified for the position which she has been honored with, and or with which she's been honored. She is constantly blurting out these word salads, just like throwing together words that mean absolutely nothing. And with regards to inflation and gas prices, she's always saying that, things are going to get better. And look, gas prices are down 4 cents. Gas prices are down 17 cents. And Americans aren't buying it. So this U.gov poll that was done last week, it was in partnership with The Economist. A plurality, 46% of Americans believe that there will be a higher rate of inflation 6 months from now compared to 21% who said it will be the same. Just 18% believe the garbage coming from her mouth. Just 18% said it would be lower, and 14% are unsure about this. Democrats have the most positive outlook. Over 1/3, 34%, believe there will be a lower rate of inflation in 6 months. 51% of independents and 64% of Republicans believe it will be higher. The survey also asked respondents where they believe gas prices will be in 6 months, and a plurality of those folks, 37%, predicted that they will be higher, followed by 28% who said lower, and 22% who said the same. 12% remain unsure. So Americans, this is something that we call in politics the wisdom of the crowd. Considering how many people, this is something that you look at with respect to elections, especially in a time and age where people might not necessarily be willing to admit that they are a Republican or a conservative or a Christian or even independent these days, because that can get you demonized. But the wisdom of the crowds is basically reflected in poll questions when people say, who do you think is going to win? Do you think that this Supreme Court case is going to rule in the favor of conservatives? And then oftentimes when people give that answer, it's because they feel that way. That's called the wisdom of the crowds. So when you look at this, the wisdom of the crowd, I think that so many people, whether they are Republican or Democrat, they view the economy in a very, very poor light. And that's for good reason. You look at this dystopian bill, Inflation Reduction Act, which is quite possibly the most Orwellian title ever, does exactly the opposite. It is going to hurt middle income families and lower income families. And then you've got these 87,000 new IRS agents who No, they're not going to be going after millionaires because millionaires can pay to fight the government for 10 years. Middle class people and lower class people, if the government comes to them and says you owe $700 more, they're just going to pay up because they don't have the money to retain an attorney. They don't have the time or the interest or the money to go through the litigation process that could oftentimes be stretched out 5-10 years, however long the IRS wants it to be exceedingly painful for you. So no, despite the fact that they are always saying that this is going to even out the tax system, it's going to make things more fair. No, it's not. It never does. They always go after the most vulnerable population. Okay, everybody go to my website, thehollywoodconservative.us, sign up for my daily emails, head over to MyPillow and use my promo code Hollywood. See you tomorrow.